Address to the nation by the Honorable Chief Advisor on the implementation of the July National Charter 2025. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, dear countrymen, children, children, adolescents, young men and women, students, men and women of all ages. I extend my greetings to you all. Assalamu alaikum. In August of last year, under the power of the July mass uprising, we formed the interim government. Since then, during our tenure, we have reached a very crucial juncture. Our government was entrusted with three main responsibilities: to bring to justice those responsible for the genocide, to undertake necessary reforms for a transparent and effective democratic system, and to transfer power to an elected government through a free and fair election. We are moving forward with the trials of the genocide carried out under the orders of the then then fas- fascist regime during the July uprising. The International Crimes Tribunal established for this purpose is soon to deliver its first verdict, while several other cases are nearing conclusion. Regular criminal courts have also initiated proceedings related to the July killings. For the first time in the country's history, we have also begun judicial proceedings on the heinous crime of if enforced dis- disappearance. I am pleased to inform you that we have also made remarkable progress in the field of reforms. The interim government, either on its own initiative or based on recommendations from reform commissions, has implemented several significant reforms. Some proposed reforms are still ongoing through ordinance or amendments to exciting laws. We have carried out reforms to strengthen strengthen judicial independence, judicial administration, financial transparency, industrial capacity, digitalization, and anti corruption efforts. We believe these reforms will play a major role in ensuring good governance in the future. We hope that the next elected government will adopt these reforms through discussion in parliament. Another of our great responsibilities is to conduct a free and fair election. I have already announced that the national parliamentary election will be held in the first half of February. We are taking all necessary preparations to ensure that the election is festive, participatory, and fair. We are working tirelessly to fulfill our entrusted duty properly. Dear countrymen, the National Consensus Commission formed to draft proposals for state restrict, restruct, restructuring has been working tirelessly for nearly 9 months. During this time, the Commission has held discussions with representatives of the political parties that participated in the July uprising in a cordial atmosphere with patience and mutual respect. These political parties have debated and presented their arguments on various reform proposals. Where difference excited, they tried to narrow them. In many causes, consensus was reached. The people of the country were able to witness the entire process live. This was an un, un, unprecedented event not only in Bangladesh political history but also by global standards. It's a it is a hopeful sign for our future politics. I extend my sincere thanks to the members of the Consensus Commission and to the leaders of the political parties for making this extraordinary democratic exercise a success. Through the July Charter, consensus has been achieved among political parties on 30 significant constitutional reform proposals. This is a historic achievement. Some proposals have minor difference while a few appear to have larger gaps. But even those are not deeply divisive upon closer examination. The disagreements are mainly over whether certain reforms should be enshrined in the constitution or enacted through legis- legislation, not over their necessity or guiding principles. Thus, while public statements by parties may seem conduct, contradictory, a careful analysis of the July Charter shows far less difference in substance. This is our unique achievement and a source of national courage. Considering all this and recognizing the July Charter signed by the political parties as the primary documents, the interim government has approved the July National Charter Constitutional Reform Implementation Order 2025 in today's meeting of the Council of Advisors. It is now in the process of being official gazetted. In order to implement the July Charter, the order includes important provisions such as a referendum on the charters, constitutional reform proposals, and the formation of Constitutional Reform Council thereafter. We have decided that the referendum will be held on the same day as the national election, that is, in the first half of February. This will not hinder the reform goals and will make the process more festive and cost effective. Necessarily, legislation will be enacted in due course for holding the referendum. The question to the presented on the referendum ballot is as following: do you approve the July National Charter Constitutional Reform Implementation Order 2025 and the following constitutional reform proposal contained within the July National Charter? The key proposal include: A. During the election period, the caretaker government, election commission, and other constitutional bodies will be formed in accordance with the procedures described in the July Charter. B. The next parliament will be uh, bicameral constitution consisting of an upper house of 10 members, 100 members elected proportionally based on national votes, and any constitutional amendment will require the approval of majority in the upper house. The reforms agreed upon by political parties in the July Charter, including increased representation of women in parliament, election of deputy speaker and committee chairperson from the opposition, terms limit for the prime minister, expanded power of the president, protection of fundamental rights, judicial independence, and a stronger local government will be binding on the parties that win the next election. D. Other reforms described in the July Charter will be implemented in line with the commitments of the political parties. Voters will cast a single yes or no vote to the express their opinion on 4 points, all 4 points. If the majority votes yes, a constitutional reform council will be formed comprising members of the newly elected parliament. These members will simultaneously serve as members of parliament. The council will complete the constitutional reform within 180 working days of its first session, and within 30 working days thereafter an upper house will be established proportionally based on their election result. Its, it, its, its tenure will its tenure will last until the end of the lower house's term. The July Charter will also be formally incorporated into the constitution as stated in the newly approved order. Dear countrymen, after taking charge following the uprising, rescuing the economy from deep crisis was a huge challenge over the past 15 months. We have successfully overcome it in all key indicators: exports, foreign investment, and reserves. The economy has returned to a positive trajectory. The looted banking sector has recovered and public confidence has returned. Comprehensive measures are underway to further strengthen the banking system. Despite global declines in foreign investment after the uprising, Bangladesh's foreign direct investment (FDI) increased by 19.13% in the first year, a remarkable achievement contrary to global trends. Next week, APM Terminal B.V, owned by Denmark-based Marx Group, will sign a 30-year concessions agreement for the Laldia Container Terminal Project. Under this agreement, the European company will invest USD 550 million, making the largest ever single European investment in Bangladesh. Laldia will become the country's first world-class green port. Dear countrymen, for nearly a decade and a half, our people were deprived of their voting rights. Now, they are eager to exercise that right in the upcoming election. It is absolutely essential that the political parties supporting the uprising remain united in ensuring a fair election in February. Otherwise, the nation will face grave peril, a concern I have expressed repeatedly. The unity of our people against fascism in July 2024 was forced by those who stood tall in the face of death. Let us not dishonor their sacrifice by engaging in petty disputes. No one today is being asked to sacrifice more than what those martyrs gave their lives and limbs. The people simply ask that we honor their memory through tolerance, unity, and commitment to the nation's collective aspirations above all else. Therefore, I sincerely hope that the political parties